two gas Arbiter play now this time. And Anytime playing rather conservatively right now. He knows that he's waiting for his tech to kick in. Hasn't macroed up as large of a force as he would have otherwise if he wasn't going for this tech. So he is playing conservatively, watching the holes in his defenses at his front. He's got some Dragoons ready in the back for drops possibly as well. Gonna try and clear away some of these mines with his observers. Doing a pretty good job right now, keeping Really's forces at bay. It looks like we got another probe going now, probably going to the 12 o'clock position, going to try and set up a base there. We've got some mines that likely scouted that out if Really was paying attention, and he should be able to just send a couple of vultures up there and stop the base from going up, or if he wanted, he could also allow the base to start warping in and then take it down and kind of punish Anytime even harder for it. That's always kind of cool to see, but of course the risk there is, of course, if Anytime is able to defend it well, that Nexus will be up already, and you're even in worse position. And Really is pushing out right now with a bunch of tanks, and not a whole lot of vulture support right now. I think he needs to keep his vultures with his tanks, otherwise he's liable to lose a lot of them, and that'll delay any further push for a really long time. We've got some vultures coming in at the third base, placing down some mines, going to try and take out some of these Dragoons, and it looks like cannons are warping in as well. Looks like one Dragoon has fallen to two mines, and these vultures have a few kills, maybe like 3 or 4 kills total, maybe killed maybe 2 or 3 probes. Not a huge harassment done. Anytime defending it pretty well there. Throwing up some cannons as well. Going to try and stop that kind of harassment from occurring again. And more Dragoons being produced by Anytime. So Anytime's gathering a rather large Dragoon force, and he's preparing for a fight here on this upper ground. He's going to pick off a lot of these vultures, and Really's got to be careful now. He does not have a lot of vultures. He could lose a lot of tanks here. He's got to be really, really careful, but he's got a lot of tanks in a long row. They're not clumped up, so this is a great... in terms of how you want your tanks positioned, this is the best is Really can really hope to get, but he's going to lose a lot of tanks there. It looks like he's lost 2 already. Going to lose a third one for sure. Probably actually going to lose all of these tanks. Yeah, all of these tanks are going to get cleaned up. So he just lost half a dozen, 7 tanks, something along those lines. Killed a decent number of Dragoons, but overall, very, very bad swap for Really. Not keeping vultures with his forces. That was so crucial. You need to keep more vultures with your forces whenever you push out with your tanks. Otherwise, that is what's going to happen to you, and that's really bad. And now we're seeing Really kind of desperate to try and do some damage back. Coming in with some more vultures, gonna try and get some more probe kills. It looks like he'll probably get a good half dozen kills here before those vultures all die. It's a little bit of a help, but really not that crucial once again, I don't think. And it looks like Anytime trying to push at the third base, the mineral only for Really as well, but there's some mines and as well some tanks there, so that's gonna be deterred anyways. And it looks like we've got Really trying to throw up some turrets around, gonna try and establish some map control, still sending out a lot of vultures. Got that science facility up and coming, got the control tower going down, so we're going to see some science vessels out rather shortly to counter out these arbiters that are coming out, so we're going to hopefully see some very good EMPs by Really. Otherwise, we could see an early demise from him if he's unable to really do that. And we've got Anytime microing rather well, trying to stop his Dragoons from dying from mines, doing a good job of it so far. So far this game, he's only lost a few Dragoons to mines, and he's been in some pretty bad spots with those Dragoons as well. So the fact that he's only lost just a few Dragoons is pretty good right now. And just as I say that, of course, he loses 2 or 3 more to mines, just to make me sound dumb. Thanks, Anytime. And it seems like every player likes to do this. And as soon as I compliment them on some type of micro, they fail at it. So that's awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. That's really cool. I appreciate it a lot. And it looks like Really allowed that 12 o'clock base to go up without any pressure. He's just throwing up some mines, but not really pressuring at all. Unable to do so because he's lost all of those tanks. And it's just so crucial right now that he's down 7 tanks. That's just so painful right now. And he's just unable to push this 4th base. It looks like Anytime's taking up another base at the bottom right. That will give him a 4th gas if he's able to get it up. We've got Really coming out with a lot of vultures wandering around the map, checking out the 6 o'clock position. Now might go to check. Hopefully he'll check out the bottom right as well and see what's going on. We've got some mines being placed in the main, possibly thinking that a small recall could be coming in. Probably not too big of a one right now because there just aren't enough forces right now. As Anytime's clearing away some more vultures and mines right now. But just in case, he's got a couple mines in his main, just watching Really, should anything happen. And Anytime just barely saving his Dragoons from those mines once again. But yeah, he's doing fine right now. And I like Anytime's play right now. He's up, he's getting a 5th base up and running. That is great. He's getting his 3rd gas just warped in right now. So he's going to have a gas advantage right now. He's already got the Arbiters out. Arbiters are ahead of Science Vessels, so that's really good for for Anytime. So he's got a little bit of an advantage there again as well. I'm sure he's got stasis research already, unless he went for recall first, which would kind of be pretty surprising, but probably has stasis research. And it looks like there's going to be a big engagement here on the upper red ledge, and it looks like we're going to see some good stasis coming off. Where is Anytime stasis? Where are they? He needs to get a couple good ones. We see some siege tanks trying to run to the back because his forces were not in siege mode. Really was not in siege mode. A couple good stasis going down, catching a half dozen tanks or so, and only 3 tanks left operational. Zealots coming in. Zealots should be able to get in among those siege tanks very, very easily, although we've got some siege tanks on the lower ramps as well, and a nice little mine drag there catching one of the siege tanks, and that other siege tank's going to go down as well. We've got a science vessel wandering in by Really. Really, that's bad by Really. He doesn't want to lose that science vessel. Oh dear, that is so close. Is that science vessel going to go down? And it lives. The science vessel just barely lives right now, and it looks like Really's just so close to pulling this off, to holding it off until his new his stasis forces come back, throwing down a D matrix on one of his tanks, able to save that for an extended period of time. I think he's dead now. And we've got another siege tank coming in, but more dragoons coming in, and they're going to take down the siege tank as well. We've got a Goliath, a nice little mine. No mine drag this time. If more mines going in, and stasis on the mine. The mine got stasis along with the siege tank and a vulture. That was cool. That was really cool. I can't remember. I've never noticed that before, that vulture mines get stasis. That was absolutely awesome. And we got a couple dragoons left in here. Going to probably pick up the last Goliath before the tanks and the SCVs clean it up. So kind of an interesting little fight there. Both players lost most of their armies, but Anytime has kept that tank count low. He doesn't look like Really has the forces to really establish a 4th base right now, which is what he needs to do. He's sending that command center up to the top left, but he doesn't have a lot of forces right now, so it's going to be tough for him to defend. Small groups of speedlots right now could be very, very effective. And it looks like Anytime at the 6 o'clock position is going to try and take that base as well. Not going to have too much success. There's a bunch of vultures are coming in. That base should probably be canceled unless he thinks that he can maybe get some forces down there to save it. We'll see just how much he sends down there. And that command center has landed at the top left. We've got another probe going out by Anytime as well, doing some scouting information. And here comes Anytime for another attack, coming up that very, very narrow ramp. Usually not a good idea to do that, but working out this time. Nice mine drag, picking off another tank, and some great, great mine drags. And is that mine gonna mine drag? Oh, come on, Vulture. Oh, come on, Zal. Grab that mine and bring it right into the SCV line. That would have been absolutely pimp. We've got more Zealots streaming and gonna pick off another tank. Nice, another mine drag. This is a textbook mine drag game right now. Anytime playing wonderfully with his micro right now, dragging mines into tanks left and right. Here comes another mine, and he's able to pick that off, stop it from going down. If only that mine had been dragged out into the mineral lines, that would have just been beyond amazing. That would have just sealed it, really, in terms of Anytime's badassery. And looks like a couple mines here are going to take down some dragoons here. Yeah, losing a couple dragoons to mines. But I think he really just wanted to clear that area out and protect his 12 o'clock base. We've got vultures coming down to the bottom right-hand base. There's a couple cannons there. They're still going to pick off some probes here. Looks like they've picked off maybe 5 or 6 probes. But it is going to get cleaned up. That's a decent harassment, though, definitely by Really. It took a lot of micro for him to do that, but he definitely cleaned up a lot of the probes there. And we've got a lot of vultures going to the top left, going to try and protect this base from the massive numbers of dragoons that are coming up. Maybe not massive, but only about 7 dragoons. But still, mines being placed. Another nice mine drag by Anytime, taking 1 dragoon and dragging that mine into several vultures. We've got a lot of tanks coming. It looks like a row of like 8 tanks just come in that are going to come in and save this base from all these tanks, or from all these dragoons. And Anytime's going to be forced to retreat and save those 4 dragoons that are left. Gonna save them to fight another day. Gonna succeed in that, and Anytime's gonna try and take that 6 o'clock base. Gonna try and get his 6th base up and running once again. And it looks like his 12 o'clock base is not going to be under pressure again. Anytime has just been on the front foot this entire time. Really has been just heavily on the back foot. Hasn't been able to really get going. Hasn't really been able to do too much harassment. He's got maybe 1.5 good vulture harassments, I'd say. That last one at the bottom left, and those 2 harassments together at the 3rd base together were 1 decent harassment. We've got some more mine drag going on, picking off another tank, and probably going to see a really nice stasis there. There it is, catching 5 tanks. Epic play by Anytime. This is fantastic play. Catching great stasises, great mine drags. Haven't seen any storm yet. If Anytime wants to get some storm in, just so that way we can see some more awesome magical spells, that'd be great. And it looks like a lot of dragoons are coming in still into this force, and they are going to be able to clean this up. Really's forces